What is up, guys, and welcome to another vlog. So what I want to do for today's video, this is just going to be a quickie because I'm just about to sit down and do my Q4 planning for 2018, and I thought, why not film it? Why not show you guys the process that I go through to actually plan my business and plan projects? So I'm going to take you through that and show you exactly what I'm trying to achieve and how I'm actually planning out to achieve that. So it's currently 21st of September, so it's almost the end of Q3, coming into Q4 as of October, Q4, meaning just the final 3 months of the year. And I've got so much I want to achieve in the next 3 months so that I can set myself up for 2019. So that is what I'm going to do today. So basically the first thing when I come into a quarter planning session that I do is literally brain dump all of the projects that I want to do onto a whiteboard. So I have this whiteboard here. It is simply just a whiteboard that I did buy from Officeworks, and it's just sitting on my office chair. Basically what I'm going to do is just go and write on here all of the projects that I'm going to be working on and hopefully completing throughout the next 3 months, and give them due dates. Simply then I'm just going to have this sitting up here because that's just always going to remind me what I'm focusing on, what I'm doing on. And then we're going to be jumping into my computer and going on Asana and actually planning out all of these projects, then jumping into Google Calendar and actually setting in due dates and days to be working on these projects. So let's start here. Let's brain dump all of the projects for my busy. Also quickly, let's just admire this beautiful, beautiful crystal that I bought. It's the biggest crystal that I've ever seen. It's the biggest crystal I've ever owned. It's giving me so much high vibes. And please let me know in the comments below if you want a video on spirituality and business or crystals and business, because I think a few of you have asked for it, but I'd just love to see if that's something you want to see. Okay, so as you can see here, this is literally just a big ass brain dump of all the projects that I am working on in my business. So I would suggest if you're sitting down to plan for the quarter or plan for the year or plan for the month, do this first, on a piece of paper, on a whiteboard. Don't do it on your computer, just get it out on your head, because not only is this kind of just getting out all of the things that you'd like to work on or that you are going to work on or that you have the goal to work on, also actually writing it down, using your hand to write it down. It's let's get a little woo for a sec, but it's just solidifying to the universe that these are the things that I'm going to achieve. These are the goals that I have. So we all know that there is that study that says just by simply writing down a goal, you have 40% more likely of a chance to actually achieve that. And that is based just upon the neurons in your brain and the pathways that actually start to fire up based on the action that you're taking of writing it down, starts to activate your reticular activating system to help you begin to notice things that are going to help you to achieve those things. So that's why I always like to start with actually writing down what I'm going to achieve. So simply what you've got here is the membership program launch 2. So I'm currently in launch of the membership program. It's the end of September. That will be closed off for enrollment, and you won't be able to enroll again until the 1st of December. So leading up to that, I'm obviously going to have to do a lot of prep work in raising awareness for the membership program. So that's the big project that I'll be working on towards the end of the quarter. I have to write my own book because I have a due date of when the manuscript is due based on the publishing. So I really need to get onto that. So that's obviously a due date because I'd like to have it launched so that I can throw a party for it in the beginning of January. I'm doing another course, a self-study program that's going to be all about differentiation. This is something that I've done a lot of study and research on recently, and I really want to put my findings into a project that you guys can do to really help you figure out exactly how to differentiate yourself. That'll be sometime November. The Game Changer Company website is not being built by me. I'm getting someone to do it this time, so I don't know when the actual date is for that. Obviously, my merchandise is coming out. At the moment, it's just t-shirts. It will eventually be hats and things like that as well, but the t-shirts are coming out 1st of October. And then Kimberly and I are holding an event here in Melbourne, and that's on the 29th of November. So that's it. It's only 6 things. This is what I'm working on. I know it looks small on this board, but that's a shit ton of work. So now what I'm going to do is actually jump into my Asana, and I'm going to actually start planning out all the individual things that I need to do for each of these projects. Okay, so welcome to my Asana. What I'm going to do is just show you the differentiation course and how I would actually go about planning that out, due to the fact that if I showed you every one of those things that I'm going to be building in Q4, we would be here for like hours. And also I assume that many of you would be interested in building online courses, so I think that walking you through that process is going to be the most beneficial. So what I do when I'm going to create a new project in Asana is I simply choose the team that it's most likely going to go under and then go to add project. So this is going to be under Game Changer Inc. That should be Game Changer Company. But I'm going to put it under there because that's where I put all of my courses and sort of paid products and services for that company. So I'm just going to call this course for now because I actually haven't given it a name yet. I might call it course differentiation. I can't even spell that word. Lucky for spell check. But then I'm going to go in and create that as a list. Now, before I actually go into Asana and put all of the information in there, I like to plan out my project just simply in a Google document, because that allows me to just then go and copy and paste the information into Asana and then input the key dates. So I've got a Google Drive that has all of my courses in it, and what I've actually done is go ahead and create this document which has all of the individual phases or stages of my course creation and all the things that need to happen in each one of those phases. Now, I know you might be sitting here thinking, I don't know what to do. I've got these big ideas. I want to create a course. I want to write a book. I want to host an event, but I don't actually know the individual stages of putting that together. Neither did I at one stage, but I've worked with coaches. I've taken online courses. I've built a business so that I can actually figure that stuff out. Don't think you can't do something because you don't know how to do it at this stage. If you have an idea, say for example, you want to publish a book, you want to self-publish a book, I guarantee you there are thousands of resources out there that are going to help you to break down the stages that you need to go through in order to self-publish a book. All you simply need to do is brain dump those ideas like we did on the whiteboard, and then say, okay, these are all the things that I want to build to grow my business in the next quarter. How do I do this? Type it into Google. How do I do this? Type it into Google. Then take notes as you're learning those resources and simply write those down and then create a document like this. So if you identified when you wanted to self-publish a book that there was 4 stages you need to go to, you need to write the manuscript, you need to find a self-publishing agent, you need to promote the book, and you need to launch the book. They're your 4 stages. Write down all the individual things that need to happen within those stages, and bang, you've got a project plan. It's not that hard. You just need to put the work out there to figure out the individual steps you need to take. So that's what I've done. These are all the individual steps that I would take. Obviously, I've launched many courses before, so I kind of already know these. But these are all the steps that I would take. And you guys are more than happy, you're more than welcome to screenshot this. But simply what I then do once I've planned it out on a Google document is I press Control-C on my Mac, and then I will come here and paste that into Asana. And as you can see here, I've got a beautifully outlined plan of all the different things that I now need to do to get my differentiation course from idea to actual physical reality. So I would like to launch this course sometime in, I said November. So let's just give it a tentative date for this time. I'm going to launch this course mid-November. So I'm going to launch it on the 19th of November. Once I know the actual launch date, I can start inputting the rest of those dates in here. So if I was going to launch a course by the 19th of November, ideally I would want my sales page created by, you guessed it, the 19th of November. Then obviously my early bird cut pricing for that course is going to happen on the 19th of November as well. So when I'm going to start talking about this course is probably going to be at the very beginning of November. Now again, I only know these lead times based on having done this stuff before. I know how long it takes me to build a sales page. I know how long it takes me to create hype for a particular product. But I didn't know this stuff when I very first began. So if this is your first time launching a course, you have to just test it out for yourself. Set yourself a launch date, give yourself plenty of time to create the content, to start selling the program, so that next time you know better exactly how long each of those things are going to take for you. So I know then in order for me to have my course created, ready for launch on the 19th of November, I would essentially go through and give all of these individual steps of the course creation process a date on there as well. Then I know that all the different things I need to do to build the Teachable page, I'm going to give all of those a date as well. And again, I'm not going to do this on camera because that would just take too long. And then I know these are all the individual steps that I need to do to then evergreen sell the course after I've done all these individual things. So that's simply what I would do to take one of those big ideas that I have, pop it into my Asana, and then all I've simply got to do is start working on that. Guys, it doesn't need to be difficult. This is how you build a business. This is how you grow a business. This is how you plan stuff out and actually start taking action. If you're sitting there and you're like, I have all these big ideas and I know I've got the potential to grow a massive business, but I just don't know where to start, this is where to start, planning out exactly what you want to do. A big thing that I'm doing with my Game Changer Collective membership, for those of you who are going to sign up or who have already signed up, is a very in-depth version of specifically how to plan out your business, going into all of the individual projects that the members are working on and showing them all the different things that they need to do to build that brand, to pursue new opportunities. So that's going to be a very in-depth training in that, but this is just a really basic overview of what you would need to do. But don't make it difficult for yourself. Just plan out exactly what you want to do. Get aligned with the ideas that you are being given by your inspiration, and put them onto a whiteboard, put them onto a piece of paper, and then simply just start doing your research of what you need to do to get that out into the world. Then put it in Asana and just start taking the action, guys. It doesn't need to be difficult. Then what I'm going to do is go from my Asana into my Google Calendar and just pick those important dates and actually put those into my calendar. Because simply what that's going to do is allow me to start making sure I know when I need to work on each of these individual things. So I'm going to go into November. Let's click right through and go to November. And I know based off of my Asana, I need to have all of the content due by the 19th of November. So I'm just going to put a little note here in the morning that says course content is due. Then what I'm actually going to do is put an alert on for this that is going to remind me literally a week before. So if I haven't started working on that, it's fine. I can put together a course in a week. That's just something that I have been able to do myself. So that's going to tell me a week before. So if by chance I have fallen off the bandwagon of staying up to date with my Asana, I'm going to get this alert that is going to tell me that I need to have this course content due in 1 week from now. That's going to allow me to put time into my calendar the week before and actually start planning out that course content and creating that course content. Then I would simply go and do the same thing for all of the other key dates that are just those at the top here. And that is pretty much how I plan a program, how I plan my business, how I'm growing my business with my Asana and my Google Calendar. And honestly, guys, that is it. That's the entire process that I actually go through in order to build my business, to plan my quarters, to figure out the projects that I would like to implement to make money and grow and succeed. That's how I do them. And then I obviously just start working on all of those individual things. So that's it for me. I hope this was helpful. I hope it gave you a little insight into the things that you can expect from me over the next 3 months. And I hope it gave you an insight on how you can start growing and planning and building your own business. If you've got any questions, please do leave them in the comments below. And if you'd like to be a beta tester for my differentiation course, you might have seen that was one thing there, then please do leave a comment below or reach out to me on Instagram because I would love to have you test this course. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you in the next video.